Welcome biology students, I'm Ms. Lovelace and I am your instructor this semester. I'm so glad to have each one of you joining me. I've got this video put together to kind of give you some hints and tips on how to be successful in my class and how to navigate our course Canvas page. So I know previously we used Blackboard. It's a whole new thing this semester with Canvas, so there might be a few hiccups along the way, but just give me some grace and some patience this semester and we'll make it through just fine. So let me go ahead and minimize myself and we will get started looking at our course page. So very first thing, if you have found this video, you have found the Start Here module. So in the Start Here module, there's a few things I do want to point out. You need to print out your due dates schedule. I teach 5 of the 6 different biology courses we offer here at the college, so it's easier for me to put all the due dates on something you can print out and keep up with yourself, because it's difficult to change all those due dates in our learning management system. So I expect you to go in and print this out so you have the due dates. Everything in red is going to be an exam or a quiz. Green is going to be a lab assignment. You're going to have little other things that are like in just black font. That's going to be your daily grade assignment. Those are going to be due on those dates. And so I have that set up for the entire semester so you'll know when everything is due. I do want to make a point here to drop your lowest test grade at the end of the semester, and I do that, but you can only do that if you are late on no more than 1 exam or lab quiz. So just one of those major assignments that are worth 100 points apiece. And have no more than 5 other late grades. And those are going to include those daily grades. So if you're late on these little assignments, those add up. If you get more than 5 of those, you will lose your privilege of dropping that lowest test grade. So make sure you keep up with your due dates. I do have, these are things that you will need to do for every unit. You're going to complete a unit discussion board, post and reply. You're going to complete a vocabulary assignment and a study guide. You will have lab assignments. There will be unit exams and lab quizzes. So make sure you read through this information. And then underneath that, you'll find our syllabus for the class. And there's some other important information for you to kind of read through and to help you navigate. Next up in our Start Here module are the first assignments. Those are going to be those things that you need to complete in order to stay in the class and the college to keep from dropping you out from not having any participation in the first week of class. So you will need to sign up for the course Remind, and I will have information there for you. Just click on it and it'll take you to the code. Or I may send it also by announcement through Canvas. There will be an attendance verification quiz. You'll have multiple attempts at that to get the full points on it. There will be a little video that you watch and using the syllabus to complete that. And then you're going to tell me a little bit about yourself in your introductory discussion board post. I have already replied to that, so you can see what mine says and then kind of what I'm looking for in your post and replies. So every unit you will have a discussion board post and reply also. I do want to say that in order to get your full 10 points on those, you will have to make your post and also reply to someone else in your class. That's 7 points for your post, 3 points for a reply. Let's see. For my class, there are those printables that I have for you. You can print them out from here, or you can purchase them from the bookstore. Now you can, if you get them from the bookstore, they're relatively cheap. It's between $10 and $20. If you print them yourself, depending on how expensive your ink is for your printer, it may be more expensive for you. It's going to be between 150 and 200 pages probably that you'll have to print out over the course of the semester, but those are available to you here if you don't have access to be able to purchase them from the bookstore. So those are there, and what's included in those are fill-in-the-blank notes, along with all of the worksheets that you'll need to complete for the semester, like your vocabulary worksheets and your study guides. And then I have some additional helper things to help you study with those. And so you can see I'm kind of scrolling down through these to get to the end of the first unit. At the end of every unit, you will come across your vocabulary worksheet. And for those, I have a Quizlet set up that has all your definitions. And I do expect you to write them word for word from the Quizlet onto this by hand. You cannot type them, because with that, students just simply go to Quizlet, they copy and paste it, and then try to turn it in. And you haven't interacted with the material. And the reason that I have you interact with the material in this way is because it helps with your learning of the material. You're getting it by reading through, watching my videos, filling out your course notes, doing your vocabulary and study guides. So you're seeing it, you're hearing it, and you're doing it, and it helps you learn that material. The more you interact with it, the better you learn it. And my students are typically very successful in my classes because of the different things that I have for you to do. And a lot of those little daily grades also help you. If you have a low test grade, it helps keep you from hurting you too bad, because you do have a lot of daily grades in there too. So that is the vocabulary. Here's a picture of the study guide. You fill those out, but the good news is I do have answer keys out there for you. I do have them set up though. As you work through the notes, I want you to stop, look at the study guide, try to fill in what you can to see if you picked it up along the way. If you didn't, you can check the key. And definitely before you turn it in, make sure that you do have the right answers on that, because I want you to be able to study what you need for the test. We also have then individual study questions, the study guide questions, and the vocabulary there. If you only want to print those out, I'm not sure why you would need to if you printed out your whole other packet, but I do have them there. And then here is the vocabulary to my Quizlet page. The link, I'm sorry. So it's going to open up Quizlet, and these are the definitions that I will expect you to use for my course. So they're listed by unit. You can change the alphabetical. That will kind of get it in the same right order for you. So Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, there are 3 different ones because they can cover 3 different chapters. Same thing with Unit 4, Unit 5, and then Unit 6. So use the definitions that I do have here in Quizlet for you. And let's go back. And then we start in on the information that you need to complete your labs. So labs are set up by 3 labs per module. There's labs 1, 2, and 3 with the lab quiz that covers those labs. So you'll do those, you'll work through them, you'll answer the questions in the lab. We did have them set up where you had to write them out by hand and then upload pictures, but now we have them where they automatically grade them. You'll answer questions as you go through, like if you were in the actual lab in the classroom. So you'll work through those, and then you'll take the lab quiz on the assigned date. And I have those labs information here. There's labs 1 through 12. And then begins your lecture materials. You will have your instructional materials. There's your lecture links. I do have the PowerPoints posted, but you need to actually watch the videos, because I give you hints and tips in the videos, like if you were in my class and said, oh, this is a good test question, you might want to do this. Or I add something in that was maybe not on the note packet that I wanted students to help them remember. So make sure you watch those videos, not just simply go through and copy down the notes from the PowerPoints. It's not as beneficial to you. There are some additional resources, some other ungraded assignments, those things that are there to help you if you are just not able to get the information down from the notes and things and you're still having trouble. I have lots of things to help you. I taught high school for a long time, and so I had a lot of resources that I brought with me to help my students learn the materials. And then we have the graded assignments. These are the things that you actually will get a grade on for this unit. So your discussion board, your vocabulary assignment, you'll handwrite those on those worksheets. You'll take a picture and upload them into this Dropbox. And the same thing with your study guide assignment. You'll write them out by hand, take a picture, upload them into the Dropbox. And then at the end of the unit, there will be an exam. Now, only 2 of your exams are proctored. That will be the Unit 2 exam on cells, because most of you have done cells. You've talked about it since you were probably in 4th grade or so. So that should be an easier test for you to be able to have proctored. And then your final exam, which covers all of the units. The great thing about your final exam, though, it's only 100 points. It's just like all of the rest of the test. It's not weighted any more than your others. But all students will have to take the final exam. Again, other ungraded assignments, assessments. And here you can see on that Unit 2, in-person proctoring. If you are a dual enrollment student at a high school, your counselor will have a code that put in for you, and they will watch you take your test. If you are one of my distance students, you will take that with Honor Lock, and it will use your webcam, and it will record your face on the computer screen, and plus everything else you have open on your computer. So I will be able to see everything. And you'll have to do a room scan and those kind of things, but we will outline that later for you. So that test is set up as proctored, and then we have our final exam down here will also be proctored. I don't have that one set up yet. It's going to be a work in progress this semester as we get in with Canvas. There is an extra credit assignment you can open that up, and as long as it's turned in, I think by the last week of the semester, that'll be fine. Just make sure you read that entirely through before you submit it and put it in that Dropbox. So if you have any questions over the course of the semester, the easiest way to get in touch with me is going to be through our Remind. I'm like all of you. I have my cell phone with me all the time. It sends a text to me. I think the Canvas app will do the same thing, but I'm not familiar with that yet. So I'm going to be trying both this semester. So you may get announcements from me from Canvas and Remind. If I see that the Canvas app works just as well, we may eventually abandon Remind. But for right now, I want to use Remind for our class announcements once we get everybody on it. So I'm here for you this semester. If you need anything, I'm here to help you succeed. I care about my students, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful semester.